Last time we looked at whether the Judgment Day elevated its members or made them look even more insignificant than ever. But today, we'll be ranking every member of the stable, and yes, that includes Cope as well. I still don't know what he was thinking when he decided to change his ring name. Some of you may be tired of the Judgment Day at this point, but you cannot deny that the stable will be remembered for years to come considering the impact they have made over the past 2 years. Without wasting any more time, here's every member of the Judgment Day ranked from worst to best right here on JRSlobberKnocker. Number 9. Raquel Rodriguez. Well, don't be surprised to see Raquel at the bottom of this list. Raquel is talented, but she hasn't done anything that you'd call worth watching ever since she helped Liv Morgan at Bad Blood. It feels like she's in the stable just for the sake of it. Just like I said in my last video, Raquel is the most boring performer to join the stable, and until WWE books Raquel better or somehow squeezes Apollo Crews in the stable, Raquel is going to remain as the worst member of the stable. Number 8. Carlito. If it wasn't for Carlito's somewhat funny gimmick, he would have shared the last spot with Raquel. Carlito was the last thing the stable needed, and his presence hasn't made the Judgment Day look any better than it already was. The man hasn't done anything remarkable ever since he returned to the company, and I don't think that's going to change this year as well. The TV time he gets could be given to any other member of the group or any other talented performer who doesn't get much. I'm not being hard on Carlito, I'm just stating the reality of the situation. Number 7. McDonagh. JD would have been higher on this list if he was given more time to put on great matches and not made to lose more often. I have said this before and I'll say it again. JD is an excellent wrestler. He has shown time and time again that he can have a great match with just about anyone. I don't know why the company didn't book Balor and JD to defend their tag team titles regularly when they were champions. That would have easily propelled JD to the top. Here's hoping that JD gets to have more singles matches this year and pick up more wins as he could use them. Number 6. Edge. The man who started it all, the Judgment Day, wasn't only about showcasing the most underutilized talent on the roster, but it was also about presenting Edge with a different gimmick. Before Damian joined hands with Edge at WrestleMania 38, Edge showed a much darker version of himself to the fans, and it was refreshing. Edge always had the ability to reinvent his character, and that was on full display during the road to WrestleMania 38. He was easily the best part about the stable until the creepy old man decided to mess everything up with his illogical creative decisions. Edge didn't want any part of it, so he was basically kicked out of the stable. Fortunately, Vince left just in time for the stable to live up to his true potential. Number 5. Liv Morgan. Some of you might think that Liv is a bit high on this list, but if it wasn't for the great 2024 she had, Liv wouldn't be above Edge. Liv is incredible, and she dominated the women's division last year. Her heel work was on full display, and the entire storyline with Rhea, Ripley, and Dominik Mysterio was done wonderfully. She has stepped up her game inside the ring as well, and the woman delivered the best match of her career against Ripley at SummerSlam. Hopefully Liv continues to get featured in major programs and doesn't get lost in the shuffle by the time Becky and Charlotte return. Number 4. Finn Balor. While we didn't see the Balor of the black and gold NXT, Balor became one of the most consistent performers under Triple H. The old regime didn't know what to do with the talent that Balor possessed. At least with Triple H in charge, Balor showed his excellence in programs against the likes of Edge and Seth Rollins. That I Quit match against Edge from the 2022 Extreme Rules was fantastic. Balor's match against Rollins from 2023 SummerSlam was tremendous from start to finish. These are a few examples of Balor being presented well to the audience. Yeah, he did lose major matches, but at least he got a decent spot on the card. I'd like to see Balor move away from the Judgment Day now and move on to SmackDown. My soul needs a much bigger push for Balor in 2025. Number 3. Dominik Mysterio. Who would have thought that the Judgment Day would bring out the best in Dirty Dom? Dominik would have never become the performer he is today without the Judgment Day. If it wasn't for the group, I don't think Dom would have improved both as an in-ring performer and a talker. The heat Dom generated in late 2022 was second to none. The storyline with Rhea was one of the most memorable of the decade so far. I don't know what's next for Dom, but he sure as hell brought life to his career thanks to the stable. Number 2. Damian Priest. The reason Damian is so high on this list is because of how organically he got over with the fans. There were times when Damian was overlooked by the fans because the spotlight was mostly on Dom, Finn, and Rhea. Damian, however, didn't let this affect him, and the dude made sure he made most of the time he was given. Whatever he was presented with, he knocked it out of the park. A match with Bad Bunny, an absolute banger. Tag team titles with Finn, delivered. Great tag team matches. Money in the Bank contract, had a memorable cash-in and a solid world title run. Damian is super underrated, and I do think we're about to see the best of him in 2025. Number 1. Rhea Ripley, the heart and soul of the Judgment Day. Never would I have thought that Rhea would become the most important aspect of the faction. The woman literally carried the entire stable on her back. Out of all the performers on this list, Rhea benefited the most from joining the stable, but more than that, the stable itself was elevated by the work Rhea did. Ever since 2022, Rhea has easily become one of the most over performers in the entire industry, and that's going to continue for years to come. Everything this woman does is worth watching as her star power is second to none. Like I said in my last video, the Judgment Day wouldn't have worked without Rhea Bloody Ripley. So there you have it, friends. How would you rank every member of the Judgment Day? Let us know in the comments below. You might also want to check out our other awesome videos on the channel. Make sure to subscribe to JRSlobberKnocker for more.